he isn't clean. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's clean. Look down, back up. Where are you? You're not both. The man you're man can smell it. What's in your head? I am. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. But kid, the tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on the horse.
Yeah. Oh, wait, can I show a fiancé too? Yeah, you know, I used some kind of like Halston 14, but then I also used something cheap. And that commercial got me to start using Old Spice. Before that, I used like Stetson or something. But I looked at him and I looked at her and I looked at him and I went, shit. Old Spice is cheap too.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Try. What is it? Pop. You know. Well, I don't know. Chicken? I was in the gym. What you do? Get pizza. Excellent. Get a pizza. Get real. You got it. Let's see if Joe is back. I'm not chicken. You're a turkey. He's right, Trevor. The dorks don't even talk to Cowabunga.
Cowabunga. Okay, we see 2 examples of television announcements. So we're talking about television announcements today. We could advertising is a way we can refer to it. There's 3 kinds. First of all, when I talk about announcements, when I talk about commercials, we're going to primarily talk about television because it's very clear that that's what your next assignment is on. Is that correct?
Yeah.
It's television commercials, okay? Now, the first thing I'd say is I want you to take this opportunity to dream, to write a commercial. Let me say off the bat, what are commercials designed to do, according to Marcuse? Remember Marcuse? What does he say? Commercials are designed to what? Somebody remembers. Yes, ma'am? Create artificial meaning. Right. What the industry tries to do is exploit your psychological weakness to try to sell you something that you don't need. Some crap that you think will make you happy that won't. So for the next 50 minutes, I'm going to talk about how to exploit people's psychological needs to sell them crap that they'll think they'll be happy with, but won't make them happy at all. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. We understand that the mass media business is a what? It's a business. And what's the purpose of a business? To make money. So, what I would ask is that for your next assignment, which is clearly listed, right?
Yes.
In the textbook, what the assignment is, what objectives we're going to look at when we evaluate. It's clear, isn't it? And then what I want you to do is you guys get to choose, do it about something you like. Some of you care about, anti-drugs. I think it's good to talk to my kids about drugs personally. And I think those ads are good. That talk to me in a realistic way about talking to my kids about drugs, okay? Some of you, you have family members who may have had cancer. But how about writing a PSA? What I'm going to encourage is you write a PSA. Or, for you public relations people, I want you to write a 30-minute spot about whatever organization you wished and you hoped and you aspire to work for in 10 years. All right? So I want you to make this television spot something that interests you, something that you care about. All right? Now, straight off the bat, I see it, number 32 on the test, there are 3 types of television spots or radio spots. First of all, there are what? Zoom into the next thing. Zoom in. Commercials. And what are commercials? Come on.
Advertising.
Raise your hand. Just raise your hand. Yes. Advertisement for products or services. This is where someone suggests that you purchase, rent, somehow acquire their product or service. Okay? Let's see. Do we have an example up there? Zoom into that. Any paid or barter placement of broadcast. I won't just say paid. Barter. You know, at the end of the Price is Right, all proceeds of Elf Light was afforded by Brannick, right? And there's some bartering that goes on with the industry where people trade commercial time for products. But let's look at this impressive French girl. It's a pretty good little advertisement. story. That was sweet, wasn't it? Now, what did it do? You repeat what I just said. What did it do? It told the what? A story. That's why it tugs at our hearts, isn't it? Shoot, man. We'll start studying French. Bonjour, man. But anyways, there's a really good, what are they suggesting we use? Google. And of course, we're going to have to get advertisements when we use Google, but if I'm on anybody's computer and they're not using Google as their search engine, I go and I use it and I replace it on their computer because Google's good. I know that they're getting in our minds. They put a chip in the back of my tooth, I think. They know where I am at any time. I have a Google phone. But, I mean, if you're really going to do a search for anything, which I have to admit, at 2 o'clock in the morning I was doing a Google search on some kind of Parisian sect that was heretics, and I went to Google on my phone. I use it all the time. How to spell anything. How to spell Rolodex. Remember those? Yesterday, my man Frank in my film, he went into the bank in Banker's Close and he drew $75,000. And the teller, the bank manager went to his Rolodex. I didn't know how to spell. I went to Google. It's a good product or service. Here's an example where they're trying to get us to use their product or service, right? And it's kind of free, although they do sell our information to advertisers, and then advertisers know where to put banner ads, right? You understand what a commercial is? Second type of television spot is a promo. What's a promo? Someone raise your hand. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
It's a product to announce, or it's an announcement to sell, or, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
It's an announcement to advertise a product or
It's designed to promote the products of an individual broadcaster. Next week on NBC, right? Tune in KNB TV 10 News at 10 o'clock. So a promo is anything that pushes the TV station or the radio station. ZND. Who works for ZND? You guys ever run promos?
Yes.
Oh yeah, listen to ZND. What you guys got a slogan?
We're just
I can't hear you.
It's Fuse Radio.
They can't hear you.
It's WCB Fuse Radio. That's just what we are.
I can't hear any. I don't know what it is. It's all those years out in a rock band.
We're Fused Radio.
Fused radio. Okay? Is that the kind of a slogan you guys use? And you use that as promos to promote. Next week, you guys understand what a promo is? Anything that tells you to watch next week. Next week, I've been watching the first season of Sons of Anarchy. Like, anybody watch Sons of Anarchy? Yeah, man. I didn't think I'd get into it at first, but I'm knee deep, man. What can I say? Clay just keeps turning bad, more and more bad.
I didn't see yesterday, so.
Well, no, I don't. I wait till it's on DVD and then I rent it because I don't want to watch these damn commercials. So I wait till a season's on DVD and then I watch it. So I'm back into season 4. But anyways, whatever they say next week on Sons of Anarchy, they're promoting their own programs. Do you understand what I'm saying? And a promo can be a borderline with other things like join with HOI News as we team with the Redbirds for Toys for Tots. Right? So not only are you promoting your station, HOI, but you're also kind of advertising for the Redbirds as well as promoting the idea of Toys for Tots. Okay? So a promo promotes the station and its programming. Does that make sense? Thus, we come to the third kind of television spot, which is PSA. Oh, is there a promo? Let's look at the promo. Yeah, look at the promo. There's nothing over there to go to the next. Yeah, try that.
It takes industrial-strength politics to clean up George Bush's mess. Rachel Maddow tracks President Obama as he tackles the nation's problem spots.
That's a good sign.
With Scrub, Rinse, Repeat.
The political impact. Priceless.
The Rachel Maddow Show, weeknights at 9 on MSNBC.
And get the idea? What are they promoting? Yeah, watching, right? So you might have met it, right? So now let's go to that third type of, and this is what I would suggest that you do for your assignment. Now, let me say this. At one time, I was just going to get rid of advertisements totally. But how many people want to produce video out there in the mass media world in this class? Is that just one person? Okay, a couple people. There's jobs in promo, man. It's entry-level jobs. People from this class get hired on television stations to do promos, to do Toys for Tots with HOI. So it's entry-level job. I'm teaching this section for you. Otherwise, I jettison it because some people crap they don't need is nearly not why I get out of bed in the morning, but what the heck. Some stuff is good. Again, you guys know I have a Prius, and I bought it. I was kind of influenced by advertising. Lately, every time I turn to that page, have you seen the ad? It's a magazine ad where it says the plug-in Prius, the small Prius, the larger Prius. And I kind of drool because they're trying to tell me I need a new one. But man, I got the classic 2007. It's kind of like a 1964 and a half Mustang. They're never going to top the 2007 Prius. But public service announcements are what? What are they? What are public service announcements? Raise your hand. Yes. Yeah, they're a spot for nonprofit organization, for some altruistic cause. The word for the day is altruism. A-L-T-R-U-I-S-M. Altruism. What is altruism? Anybody? Yes. Putting the needs of others before your own. That's right. So we can say that public service announcements are spots that are altruistic, looking at somebody else and their needs. Let's look at this example. It's a pretty good example. Let's stay here. It's a spot created by a nonprofit agency, a spot that does not sell a good or service. Now, the deal is if you broadcast, the 3 network affiliates, you're required to run some PSAs as part of your use of the public airwaves, okay? But quite frankly, these advocate your cause. And I'm going to spend later some time on talking about putting together little spots where you might advocate your cause. Now, the spot timing about this is they are run free. So if the broadcast outlets have to run them free, when do you think they put them? Anybody, raise your hand. Thank you. Go ahead and answer. Yeah, she can't hear you, but she said when the time doesn't cost as much, right? This is usually at 2 a.m. when they're showing SamWow, or what are they advertising the infomercials now? Trendy Top. I don't know what the heck it is, but Trendy Top, you're going to see a PSA stuck in there because that's when they're going to put the PSAs on. Now, you can make a deal with the organization, and especially if you do a PSA and tie it to the TV station. But does everybody understand what a PSA is? Yeah. I want to ask you right there, what kind of grade do you think you're making in this class? Yeah, I'm asking you.
B?
Yeah.
Maybe a
B?
B.
At least, right? How many people are making a B in here? Or sure, you're making a B. I want to congratulate you. How many people think you're on the road to an A? All right, good job, guys. I very much appreciate that. And has it been clear to you how to do that? Yeah, you followed the directions. You had other people read it. Congratulations. Yeah. I feel really good about that. I suspect you're headed for an A, too. You read the material, you're prepared to talk, and I appreciate that. And once again, what were you saying? Repeat it to us.
I don't think I was saying anything.
What?
I don't think I was saying anything.
Oh, okay. Well, the bottom line is, let's look at a PSA. You guys know what a PSA is, right? You read the material. Let's look at this PSA. It's good. It's kind of how Frank looks when he gets back from Afghanistan. Excellent. Coming off Veterans Day on Monday. It's Sunday night at midnight here at church bells ringing. I was working on Frank, so I thought, well, am I really hearing that? But I think it was for Veterans Day. Because we need to celebrate that. People put their lives, we ask them to put their lives at risk, don't we? To protect our values. I mean, come on. In Afghanistan, you know why we're in Afghanistan? Because women are persecuted like all get out. Now, they also were helping Al-Qaeda, but when women don't get to go to school, when they're stoned if they read, when they, and I mean rocks are thrown at them, the way women are treated in Afghanistan, man, we're defending a way of life, which is that women should be treated equally. So when those people come back from Afghanistan, we need to celebrate them. And reach out over the break to someone who has served, your cousin or your brother or your neighbor, and say, thank you for your service, right? We owe those people, man, and especially we got a chance to vote last week. People that didn't vote, I'm sorry, but I kind of have prejudice against those people. Like, people died for a right to vote, man. Even if you don't think it matters, it does on a local level. Did the constitutional amendment pass? Does anybody know? It didn't? Good. So they just need a majority to give me more benefits, right? Excellent. All right. Thank you for voting up for that. I'm assuming you voted yes. But anyways, I don't know why we're watching that man here, but the point is that PSA. You know, why do we see that from the Dark Knight film? Why are we looking at that right now? What purpose does it serve when we're talking about commercials? Raise your hand. Yes, storyboarding. Is she in your lab? Yes. Well, when we are assigning grades, I want us to remember and say, and then her, there's several other people in this class that communicate so much that when we're sitting there assigning grades, we're going to... It's all up here. That's right. Okay, man. We're going to deserve the bump. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. Because you guys are using storyboards to write your commercials, okay? Or your PSA. Let's call it a spot, and let's call it a PSA. How many people are involved with an organization? Your families are involved with an organization that you care about. What is it? St. Jude. Excellent. These are people that raise money to have hospitals for kids to help kids, right? Who else? Yes. I can't hear you. Relay for Life, which is about cancer and cancer victims and cancer research. Excellent. Who else? Yes.
My mom started her own for children who are disabled.
Rock on. You know, my best friend works in Peoria, and she teaches high school kids that are disabled. So that causes 30-second commercial about that. What do you say? All right, cool. That's what I'm talking about. So let's do something we care about. Let's do a PSA about something that matters to us deep in our hearts, okay? I mean, if you want to promote NASCAR, that's fine. Do whatever you want. But I'm saying altruism, and PSA is an option. All right, go to the next. We are using storyboards, and we're going to talk about that when we get back from break. So advertising. There are two functions on any spots. This is on the test as well. I see two questions on the test from what I've said today. The first one is there are 3 types of television spots. What are they? PSA, promo, commercials. That's one question. Here's the other question. The function of spots, television spots, radio spots, is twofold. First, to get your attention, to rise above the din. How many mass media messages do we hear in a day? Thousands. Always, okay? So what you've got to do is attract our attention right off the bat, okay? You need to do that with the television spot. The second is to motivate action. What do I say motivate action? What do I explain it to me? Raise your hand. I mean, come on, this you don't even, yes, ma'am.
You want people to do something.
You want them to do something after they watch your commercial. That's exactly right. And I'm telling you what that PSA about saying thank you to the soldiers is all about. Reach out to somebody in a uniform or somebody that you know. Call them on Thanksgiving and tell them you're thankful. Because it really was Lincoln who instituted in a hard way Thanksgiving during the Civil War to give all the soldiers a break. Make sure they got a good meal that day. Thanksgiving is about the sacrifices made. So I just call on Thanksgiving or email on Thanksgiving somebody I know that served, and I'd ask you to do the same. And that's what that PSA was motivating us to do, right? That's the action it was motivating. Do you understand? This is on the test. And you know, it's been clear what's on the test in this class, is it not? Because when I say it's on the test, am I lying? No, I'm telling you the truth, right? That last test, I told you everything that was on it, I think. Was there anything I didn't tell you was on it? So, what are the two functions of spot television or radio spots? To gain attention and to motivate action. You see it? Right there. Television spots. Okay, thank you. Great. All right. Do you have it? Any questions about that? That's the takeaway from this session. Okay? I hope that's later on, it's a salient message when you leave class. What was important today? Well, there are 3 types of television spots. And really, the most important thing when it comes to television or radio spot is to attract attention and to motivate some kind of action. And sometimes it's subliminal, man. I mean, I'm in the aisle at Costco, and there's 50 kinds of toothpaste. Okay? And it gets subconscious. I mean, do you got a brand of toothpaste you like? Do you just go to, what is it? Crest 3D White. Now, you know, I think I may have a tube of Crest 3D White. It kind of jumped out at me. That's it. Good packaging. Is that what it is? I mean, why not? I mean, you know, I put things on my teeth for a while to try to stop the nasty business from coffee, etc., when I can use the 3D whitener, right? I also go for the cheap kind, whatever it is. I'm looking for the red tag, usually. But what they want us to do is like Crest. And I like Crest. I'm predisposed to Crest as opposed to Pepsodent or Colgate or whatever. And to some extent, it becomes subconscious. They want to be ingrained so much. It's like Cheerios, man. Well, we'll talk about branding in a second. You got it. There are 2 functions of advertising. To gain attention and motivate action, whether it be conscious or subconscious. Go to the next slide. Okay, see the banker. Artificial need, Marcus. We've already talked about this. You know I can get on a soapbox and go on for 40 minutes. And you guys know the film I work on, like 2 hours a day. It's about Francis, man. You guys have heard of this Francis guy, right? St. Francis. How many people have heard the stories of him? What was his beef? What was his main deal? Anybody? Yes.
Isn't he the painful state of animals?
Yeah. He talked animals, man. They used to fly around. He talked people about to terrorize in a city by townspeople would throw out beef for him every day, and the wolf quit eating small children. But bigger than that, he talked about how things aren't going to make me happy. Like, what does it profit a person to gain a shitload of money but to lose one's identity in the stuff? Does that make sense? You know, and Gandhi, and we talked about Mother Teresa. You think Mother Teresa was all about a nice car? No, there was a pope, though, that had a big limousine, and he gave it to Mother Teresa. You know what she did with it? She had a worldwide raffle. Man, wouldn't that be cool to win? Drive around in the Pope Mobile. They're like, Woody would say, but Dad, you'd have to drive it for me. But anyways, the point is that she raised the money, and then what'd she do with the cash? She allowed the poorest of the poor in Calcutta, India, to die with some dignity. And that woman wasn't defined what she owned. Marcuse suggests artificial need. You know this. Creating a need in the audience. This is what advertising does. That mimics a real need, but actually an illusion. And there is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you go forward, does it zoom into it? We have physiological needs. Food, warmth, and you gotta be alive. Safety needs. We don't want bombs falling on our house. Then we go up to belongingness and love. Intimate relationships, friends. Esteem needs. Prestige and feeling of accomplishment. But the most important, according to Maslow, is self-actualization, achieving one's full potential, including creative activities. Where does buying more stuff fit into this? I don't see it anywhere. So go to the next slide. What they try to do is convince us that our basic needs are satisfied. Look, the girls are going to come around if they use Clearasil, okay? Don't you love that commercial where the guy is with a woman that clearly outclasses him, and they come out of some club, and she goes up to the nice car for him to open the door, and he's like, that's not my car. This car over here is, and he's driving some clunker, and she's like so disappointed. You see how that tries to subconsciously, it tries to tie us to that, relationship and all that. Subconsciously, we think we're going to get better friends, quote unquote, if we drive a nicer car, right? All right. But really what we're looking at is a culture of consumerism. American happiness is defined by material wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to break it to you, but you know where we're at? We're at the top of a crest of a wave of an empire that is just about to break. And let me tell you, the surfing's great up here. But what's going to happen to McMansions? What's going to happen when we continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until we can't afford it anymore? Yeah, man, so I think I probably need to not worry about trying to have a bigger house than my mom and dad. Because it probably ain't going to happen. Because they own like 3 houses. She's a hoarder, too, so I'll never have more stuff than my mom. It's not filth, it's just crazy crap. Like a lamp with a cowboy gun with a cowboy hat on it. I don't, she's not even a cowboy, but it's just the world's largest, pine cones. I mean, there's just boxes of that crap in her house. She's got sucked up into it. Do you understand? She somehow thinks that she has boxes from Land's End she's never opened. Because she has bought into the thing, just hitting that buy on eBay or on Land's End website is going to make her happier. And at the end of the day, I was invited to their house for the first time in 5 years recently. They just shuffled me up to the lodge of the cabinet because they don't want me to come to their house. Do you think she's more happy with all that crap? Do not send a copy of this to my mom. She's gotten better at it. It's a problem. But that's what they try to do to us. You see what I'm saying? She's actually exactly what the commercial industry wants.
Yeah, but one day those pine cones are going to come in useful.
Yeah, I'm sure. They're giant pine cones. But she's got 20 of them. She asked me if I want one. No thanks. Because as a writer, man, I cannot even start writing until my place is spotless, everything's in order, I get all my stuff ready to write, I lay it out, I get pencils that are the right size, my computer program, I'm all ready to write, and then I defrost my refrigerator, But the point, let's look at this image. They manipulate image. What is it to be a real woman? A beautiful woman. She's beautiful right there, right? She's a beautiful woman. Self-esteem fund, okay? Is Maggie beautiful? I should bring those two in here. She's beautiful. I don't want any commercial convincing her she's not beautiful. And I need to tell her that she's worthy and she's beautiful. No matter what society and commercials depiction of image suggest. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they want to tell you know what they're trying to convince you, women? You're not the right size or you don't look the right way. And if you use our product, then you'll be more beautiful. Boy, talk about skin deep, beauties. I mean, is it skin deep or is it reside in our hearts? So that's what the commercials say now. And I want to point out something else. That what Dove is, my family's got a branding relationship with Dove. I mean, Dove is the soap. I don't know why my mom said it was the best soap. But, all things being equal, if Dove's on sale, I'm definitely buying it. It's not even a conscious decision. You see what I'm saying? That's branding, where it becomes part of our life. We don't even know why I'm choosing Dove. Now, I'm going to still go for the cheap stuff, the red tag at Oscar. You know what I'm talking about. But if Dove has got a red tag, I'm getting it. And I don't know why. But what Dove is trying to do is they're using, they know that we're starting to become aware that they're trying to manipulate us. So now what they're doing as they're saying, we know that we're trying to manipulate you, but we're different. Dove is different from all the rest. We're not trying to manipulate you, so buy Dove. You see, it's kind of a trick. It's like Prius. They know I want a car that consumes less and is lighter and is more economical and all that crap and is more environmentally friendly. So they use that angle of some of these stuff. It's like Sprite. What is their logo? Their logo for a long time, their slogan was what?
Oh, no, I just had a question.
Yeah, what's the Sprite? Image is nothing, taste is everything. You know what I'm talking about? But they still have LeBron James selling it to us. But he's like, it doesn't matter that I'm selling it to you because taste is everything. Image is nothing. You see, they're trying to be in the know. They're trying to use your wisdom against you so you buy their product with an additional level of a trick. That they're in on the fact that they're creating artificial meat. Yes, ma'am?
Do you think that's like a good thing, or do you think it's like sneaky, like a sneaky angle? I mean, because I know like that is the Dove versions are appealing to people because
That's a great question, and there's a great documentary out there called Corporation. And it says that corporations are extended the same right as individuals in our society. And it suggests if you look at a corporation as an individual, they're like psychotic because they don't have any kind of morality. And there's this one lady who runs an organization in LA where they've done research to figure out the nagging factor. They know how to do an advertisement to increase the times a kid will nag the parent about a product. And she's asked, on camera, she says, is this, they ask, is this ethical? And she smiles, says, I don't know if it's ethical or not. It works. Oh, and I just want to right, because my kids are nagging at me, man. I mean, it's just corn syrup in a different little shape. But now Woody's going, I want that, what if it's shaped like Star Wars figures, that's cool, but, whatever the most recent, because it has Wizard of Waverly Place on the corn syrup, they want it. Or Sunny with the Chance, or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's ethical. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not sure because I like the Dove commercials and stuff. I think it's cool, but then I'm like, wait, am I actually being tricked because they're feeling that different?
I think the key thing is to thine own self be true, because not only are you a consumer, and part of this class is to make you a critical consumer, but you're also going to be a producer. You're also one of those people who are going to go do great things. And let me say this. I can be against advertising, but advertising that lets us know that a product is good, or better than the competition, or does help the environment, that's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. Commercials can be good if they tell me why the product is good. Okay? So I think the Dove commercials are all right. I mean, again, I'm already predisposed. Because I've been behavior modified since I was a small kid when my mom said Dove is good. Right? So, yeah, let's continue to buy Dove. No, I think it's okay. I think as long as it increases our awareness, I think it's a good thing. But we still should have a level of detachment. You know what I mean? And that's, again, I told you, is the content of this class useful? Even if you decide to smoke bongs in your parents' basement the rest of your life and watch TV, this class is going to be useful because you're going to know when they're trying to manipulate you and how they're going to do it. So this class is going to be useful if you watch TV at all. All right? But very good question. And to thine own self be true. I think it's better than telling my little girl she's ugly unless they use their products, right? Yeah. I don't know why there's a band, Mercy Me, that's got a song Beautiful on it. And it's about not letting society tell you you're not beautiful. And I play that, I blast it. And I say, Maggie and Woody, this song is for you. Yeah.
Random fun fact. Dr. Sweet guest spoke at COM161, and Unilever owns both Dove and Axe. So Dove got smashed by that because they advertised, beautiful women and all that.
Yeah, and it's almost a joke. I mean, do you really think supermodels are going to be chasing me if I'm using Axe body wash? I mean, come on. But on the other side of the coin, they're all about they are showing it. Yeah, so it's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's be suspicious. But sometimes the man owns so much he doesn't even know what he's doing. I mean, I don't know if I told you this story, but Wilco was dropped by a label that was owned by Warner Brothers, and they got a big bonus for dropping him because they didn't think there was a hit on Romeo. What was it? What's the album? What? Yeah, Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. And then they released the album online, and everybody loved it. So then another subsidiary of Warner Brothers hired them, paid them a big bonus to get the album, because Warner Brothers is so big they don't even know what their subsidiaries are doing. I mean, there's no story where a band broke like that, where Warner Brothers paid them twice for the same album. Okay? So sometimes the man is so big he doesn't even know that he's running Dove, because again, it's a corporation that owns it all, and that's just some kind of mindless entity that's got one thing in mind. And what is that? Make money, to grow. I mean, why is it that we think if our economy's not growing, there's something wrong? I mean, people are retiring every day, and their jobs are waiting for you when they retire. You can't have an economy that grows forever, especially when your population isn't growing. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making any sense. But, so culture and consumerism, I think you're right. It's complex, it's invisible, it's inherent, it's necessary to keep the rich getting richer, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I think less than 10% of the people in this country own 90% of the wealth. Why is it, go to the next slide. Why is it do I think I have to have a diamond to propose to her? Why is that? Go back. Why is it that I think I have to have a diamond? Go back one more. Why do I have to diamond? Show that. Thank you. You know that 90% of the diamond industry is owned by one company, De Beers, out of South Africa. And that ad there is paid for by De Beers. They have spent several generations telling you that we cannot get engaged without a diamond. And I'm a sucker for it too. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was married for 18 years, and the reason we started with the diamond, right? I guess the diamond lasted longer. Although we got robbed. Well, that was it! We got robbed 3 years before we separated. And that's what it was. When they took the diamond, they took the love. Okay? So, but I don't know, because I'm a sucker for it too, but I need to be careful. And lately, I'll just tell you. I mean, I bought a diamond a few weeks ago. But what I did was buy a raw, uncut diamond. Not that that's any better, but I don't know what she's going to get. Okay, so why did I have to buy a diamond? What is that? Because they told us, because our program must have diamond. How many girls here are going to, if there is not a diamond on there, they're going to be like, well, hey. Yeah, you're going to be like, whoa, buddy. What am I, second class? You gotta put a diamond on that thing. Right? They've got us a little bit. But just know that it's all an illusion, man. We can get married and not have a diamond. Okay, go ahead to the next slide. I'm a hypocrite. That's my deal. I'm a walking contradiction. All this culture consumerism is indoctrination. Go back. And every media study that we studied in Chapter 2 supports it. I mean, if we cultivate a worldview, as Gerbner said, and they tell us we got to have a diamond, right? I mean, all media facts, the more we see it, the more we learn it affects what we believe. Every time they tell us we need more, eventually we believe it. And it's true. And I got to make a conscious decision and go, my life is good. It's all good. I don't need more stuff. And that's hard to do. But it's indoctrination. And what's the difference between indoctrination and the truth? Remember, it's like that propaganda. Somebody sent me a great video on propaganda, too. What's the difference between propaganda and truth? Somebody raise your hand. You know the answer. What's it? Yes.
Whether you believe it or not?
Then whether you believe it or not, if it's something I don't believe, it's propaganda. If it's something I do believe, it's good they finally are telling the truth on TV. I mean, that's why we have CNN, MSNBC, liberal, guys like Oberman, who's a liberal flame. I mean, on the other side, we got Hannity. Which one of them is propaganda or indoctrination? The one we don't agree with, right? All right, go ahead. Next thing. You guys get the point. They're robbing us, ladies and gentlemen. They're robbing us. Rejecting. Just identify there's artificial need. Consider other lifestyles. Thoreau, Gandhi. Again, do what makes you happy. And the key thing is don't do anything just for the cash if it's against what you believe is right. Okay? Find the thing you love to do and do it with your heart, and the money will follow. I believe that, and I'm an example of it, I think. I mean, I'm not a rich man, but I'm a rich man. You know what I got at my house? Water that comes out of the wall, which is about 10% of the world's population. I have electricity. There's like lights in my house, which is only 30% of the world even has that. And I got a toilet that has water in it. So I'm rich. You know what I mean? I live like an Ethiopian king. Do what makes me happy and the rest will follow. I only have one financial word. You guys know what it is, right? Maggie comes home with that letter that says, that says, look, Daddy, I've been accepted at Princeton. Harvard says good. So we can choose to reject the culture of consumerism. Go to the next slide, please. They're getting away with it. Advertising crap. Come on. Use drama. Use drama. Consider using drama. Every time you do an ad. Consider the concept of climax. Here's the question. True or false? When writing an advertisement or any other kind of advertisement, you can disregard the idea of a climax. False. Even if it's a punchline to your joke. Think about a climax. But man, what's the climax in a Google ad? Go ahead, anybody. It's your call.
Like keep people about the crib.
Yeah, I think it could be the church, too. Starts to get up there. And then it's kind of like the punchline even is the crib. Right? So, even there's drama. And drama makes the soldier coming back. Nobody's there. Where is everybody? The dramatic question, man. He just wants to feel like he's home. And the complication is that he's just being ignored. No one's acknowledging it. Right? But at the climax, his dramatic need to feel welcome is answered by what? Go ahead, raise your hand and say it loud.
The other Marine.
Yeah, the other Marine that says, welcome home. Thank you. Right? That's the climax. So always consider climax in whatever you write, even advertising. Comprende? Capiche? All right. And then always structural considerations, right? I mean, you don't need to write this down. Is there any skywriting? I don't care what kind of writing it is. We're going to think about three things. What are they? Big things. Groups of things. What are they? Raise your hand. Yes? No, well, those are structural considerations. Guys, everybody, come on, man. There's three things we're learning in this class. First, tell a story. Write this down, please. Number one, tell a story. Number two, think about the structural considerations. Think about the structural considerations. This man is absolutely correct. That's unity, variety, pace, and climax. What is the third big thing we need to think about? Yes? Very good. The characteristics of quality writing. And what are they? Raise your hand. Yes? Clear, concise, complete, and correct. Excellent. Do you understand? That's the takeaway from Mikhail's 161 class. Tell a story, whatever you're writing. Think about structural considerations and incorporate those 4 principles of quality writing. Got it? And if you walk away knowing that before think about those characteristics of quality writing, right? All right. Move forward. Thank you, man. Go ahead. Commercial craft. Go ahead. Collaboration. Broadcasting is always a collaboration. Needs of the corporation of writers is always going to be conflicting goals. Go ahead. Okay, now go back. I don't want to watch that. Go back. Broadcast is always a collaboration. You got needs of the corporation. They hire writers, and there can be conflicting goals. You know, like, how do I be complete but also be concise? Because how much does a second cost to the Super Bowl? Yeah, like $1 million. I don't know, something. I'd love to just get 30 seconds during the Super Bowl and just put up a black screen with white letters that says, "Turn off your TV now and go outside and play with your kids." You think they'd run it? No, they probably wouldn't. If I paid enough, they would. I don't know. Would they be restricting my freedom of speech? Let's look at a commercial made by one of the students in this class. He established an animation. It gave us a feeling about the product, and that's really what we want at the end of the day, is a feeling of affinity for the product. That was Christy Zimmerman, who was in it, who also was in this class. I need assistance. I need assistance next semester. If you want to do an independent study, email me. You can either do what Jackie's doing now, or I have other projects where I need help. And then you get nice resume points that help you in your career later. Help me edit, help me do stuff, help me edit books I write. I'm always working on a book. I gotta stop it. It's like an addiction. I gotta write another book. I got tenure, man. Associate professor. I'm gonna get full. What's the addiction of writing books? I don't know what it is. But anyways, these people do great things. Christy was in charge of social media for country companies. And Griffin was in charge of social media for State Farm. You're gonna go do great things. And I hope whenever you do those things, you're going to think about 3 things. Telling a good story, utilizing structural considerations, and characteristics of quality writing. Okay? Hey guys, we have learned a lot since the beginning of class. I wish you the best Thanksgiving. May the universe's peace and blessings be upon you. As Francis always said, pax et bonum. Have a great Thanksgiving, but think about what you're going to do for your commercial. Be mulling it over. What do you care about? What organization do you like? I'll read with you.